Hi there, beautiful souls, and welcome. Welcome back, or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I hope you are all getting into that momentum of the season. And whatever the season means to you and however you celebrate, I truly send you love and light and beautiful blessings as we navigate through the last couple of weeks of December. Last 2 weeks of December, last week and a bit of December. I thought I would do a few things tonight. So, number one, I do have an energy update that I did channel for the last little bit of December. It's going to carry us through into the new year. Then I thought we could do a Q&A, ask me anything at all. I can do some channeling. We can pick a couple topics and kind of chit chat about any spiritual topics or anything you want to talk about, about mediumship or spirituality or angels and guides. Anything goes tonight. But first, before I start with the energy update, I just want to take a moment and really thank all of you. This channel has been an incredible community. We spent a lot of time together in 2025 here, and I'm just so grateful for the love and the support and for the community growth here. We've had a lot of growth here on this YouTube channel, and it's been an incredibly safe space for all of us. And I thank you. I thank you for being part of that. I thank you for helping other people. We've all been through a lot this year, and the healing and the love and the support that you have all given, not just to me, but to each other. The community base of the Hawk and I has really shifted into a beautiful growth and support for people. And I think it's pretty amazing. And I think all of you are really amazing. This is your channel. This is your channel. I'm just here to show up and help us guide us through or chit chatter and support. But I think that this is an incredible channel. And I truly love showing up for you guys. I miss you guys when I'm not able to come. But what a beautiful community you guys have created here. You guys created a safe space and a community space and a place to come and talk about things, difficult things, easy things. And I think that we should honor that. I think we should honor you guys in how much you've all grown and how much love you have all shared with each other. And for a lot of us, when you think about it, in the physical world, we're strangers. Some like we've got people that show up here from all over the world. Like literally we have different countries, um, you know, all over the world show up here for love and for support. And we're no longer strangers. We're YouTube family. And I think that it's incredible. I sat a lot and thought about this channel today. I really felt that, like what started off as just showing up and telling my story grew into this incredible YouTube family. And I love that so much. And I am truly looking forward to 2026. I have been journaling a few things that I want to do here in the channel for the new year. Yes, there will be a energy forecast for 2026. I've been channeling quite a bit. I'm about halfway through that channeling, and then I will put it together in a video. And it'll be an interesting year. 2026 will be a very interesting year, in a lot of different ways and in a lot of glorious ways. Okay, let's get started because I really want to have some fun here tonight, guys. I've got a nice hot big cup of tea, and I really want to have some delicious conversations. So I just want to talk about the energy forecast between now and into the early New Yearish, or at least the remainder of December, anyway. And it was a really interesting channeling session with Spirit and I, and how we sat and talked about this. Talked about this. Okay, so I really feel this recalibrate, reset. Nothing has to hold you back any longer. And what I mean by that, or what they mean by that, was what spirit means by that, is it's really a big push now to do a recalibration, a letting go, a reset. Yes, we've tripped and we've fallen, and the physical world makes sometimes no sense at all most times. But we need to kind of like come back into our heart space and just kind of like reset. We've all had lessons. You know how I just feel about the word mistake. I don't like to use that one. But we've all had lessons and experiences. We've all been through things this year that we don't understand, and we may never get, a deeper understanding. But it's time to kind of let go and process. It is what it is for, for a lot of the things. If that's the language or lingo you want to lean into, or what did I learn through those experiences? And sometimes we learn some hard stuff, but being able to let that out of your physical body, being able to not hold it on, to take it with you into the new year. So anything that resonates with you, and on being able to recalibrate or realign, or be able to let go of in any kind of way. And so, and some things do leave a scar. And you guys all know how I feel about toxic positivity. We need to acknowledge how we're truly feeling, and we need to be able to release that and not hold it into our body. So I thought what we could do for a really quick, and I do promise, I know you guys are writing some questions there, and I do promise I'm going to get through as many as I can tonight, because I don't have to disconnect within that 30-minute mark timeline as I do on a Monday when I'm working during the day. I just thought maybe I could give you guys a little bit of a guide, or a conversation, or a practice. Maybe there's a word I'm looking for, a practice that might help you let go, and being able to come back into that calibrated alignment as to into the essence of yourself. Now, this is just a suggestion. If you guys want to try it along with me, great. If not, great. You can come up with your own way. But I just feel it when I sat with my guides today, even for myself as well as the collective, for all of you guys, it's a really good time over the between now and going into January, that we have a recalibration or reset. And I think that recalibrating or realigning is something that we can do at any time. It does not have to be in the month of January. You can do this into January, February, March, or whenever you feel you need to recalibrate or reset, because as humans, we tend to hold on to things, whether it be regret or resentment or hard feelings. We tend to hold that in our physical body, and our physical body is feeling it. So for those of you who have been feeling achy, maybe some stiffness, or you're just feeling like you're a little bit sluggish, sometimes it can be energy. It's not always a physical, it can be an energy thing as well. So if you're feeling that way, even more reason to reset, recalibrate, and be able to process things outside of our body. We have a physical world, our physical world, then we have our inner world. And in our outside world, inside world. And our inside world, is so significantly important, as just as important as our outside world, because this is where we kind of reside with our soul and with ourselves, and and how we hold on to things. So what I'm going to suggest you do is, number hand on heart, doesn't matter which one. You can just put your hand on your heart, and then you can pick any other chakra that you feel that you want to tap into. It can be your crown chakra, or it can be if you want to go over here in your third eye, or if you want to do your throat, or if you want to put your hand on your stomach for your solar plexus. If you can I'm just going to grab my top of my head, because I'm a real crown chakra. I connect that way. So I always like to make sure that I'm nice and clear and loving right here. If we can just put your hand on your heart for a moment, and any other place that you want. If you want to go double heart, that's fine too. Wherever you feel, and just give yourself permission to just come back in to your inside world. Come back in. And eyes open or closed, it's not really a meditation, it's just more of an exercise. And just welcome yourself home, and just feel the love here. All the love that's here. And if there's anything that you're holding on to in your inside world, if you want to give yourself permission to let it go with love, whatever it is, if you know what it is or don't know what it is, it's fine. But if there's something that you want to let go of, right, in my inside world, and just breathing in and out, give yourself permission to let go. And check in with yourself, check in with your inside world. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling? Ask yourself that question. And you just give yourself a loving reminder that you're doing the best that you can. And I'm just curious now, as we kind of do this, as we kind of heart on hand, or wherever you want to place, for any chakra or energy, wherever you want to place your hands for energy, can you feel a higher frequency within yourself? Can you feel the essence of who you are? Feel the power. Feel your own connection. Can you feel that? It's all there. Over the next couple of weeks, for many of us, it is a chaotic time. Give yourself a moment to check in. Just check in, inside world, outside world, right? Just ask yourself, how am I doing? Am I feeling the peace and the joy? Can I reset back? Can I just reset? I'm just gonna reset that energy for a moment. We can get very pulled into a lot of stuff over the holidays. Recalibrate, reset. Another glorious way is get yourself outside in nature. I say that almost every live that I do. Get yourself outside and breathe. Moments matter, breath of fresh air. Reset and recalibrate. Set some intentions. Letting go. We're in an interesting, bridge between 2025 and 2026. Very interesting bridge these next couple days. These next several days is like the bridge from, the end of 2025 crossing over into 2026. And sometimes it felt like when I was meditating with the energy there, it just felt like it was swaying a little bit. Some of that's probably the depending on your traditions, it can be the traditional Christmas energy. It can be a lot of your own letting go, or perhaps you're feeling this push to slow it down, recalibrate. How many of you are just like, it's like slowing down the Christmas season this year compared to maybe past traditions? There seems to be this pull, there seems to be this slowdown, there seems to be a natural desire, or knowing to want to pull in and just kind of reconnect, reset, recalibrate. And I've literally written those words out for myself to remind myself to, reconnect, recalibrate, and reset. Give yourself some moments over the next couple of weeks, to kind of lean in there a little bit. You may also be experiencing this week, and just kind of remember that I said it. Sometimes, our we're not always aware, depending on, what's going on in our physical world, and sometimes we just don't really want to know what we need to let go of, and some of this may become a bit of an exposure. So I think that this week, watch for little things to rise up that's exposing themselves, that needs to let go. It can be, old feelings that may come up, allow them to bubble and release, bubble them up and let them go. There may be some, repeat messages or themes that are going on. There's a real pull right now of leaving behind what we don't need to take with us into 2026. So anything that is, causing you some energetic harm, or anything that doesn't need to come with you, don't be surprised if it presents itself over the next couple days. It's just an invitation. It's just literally an invitation to say, yeah, you know what? I need to leave that. I need to leave that here. I need to not take that forward. We have got a great big 2026 ahead of us. And I will do an energy update with forecast with what I'm feeling for 2026. But in numerology, it is a year of a one, and a one is a lot of change and a lot of new things and a lot of momentum. So, what doesn't need to come with us is a really good spiritual practice to lean into, reset, recalibrate. It's gonna be great. I think sometimes one of the greatest things that we do struggle with, and, hand up if this is you too, is we do struggle to let go. We do struggle with letting go, whether it be a feeling or an emotion or a person. We do struggle with that letting go, right? We like to hold on in the physical world. Okay, next I want to move on a little bit to spirit dimensions. Your loved ones in the spirit dimensions are always here. You guys know that very, very well, but they are especially present in a very loud and proud vibration throughout the holidays. So for those of you who are curious about that, absolutely. I've had many questions this week, messages this week asking me about that. Our loved ones come home for the holidays. They're here always, but they come home especially even closer and louder. So those spirit signs, feeling them, perhaps you've been sensing them. Some of you have been sensing them, coming a little bit closer. A part of that reasoning is we are connecting to them. They're always here connecting to us, but throughout the holidays, we number one miss them a little bit more. right? It's Christmas and, mom or dad or your or sibling or friend or a pet may not be here. I mean, maybe they're your first Christmas, with them in the spirit dimension. So we're talking a bit about them more. And when we talk about them or look at pictures or reminisce on good times, you know what happens is your own personal mediumship kicks in. That's literally what happens is we are more open at the holidays. We are more in their vibration and, in just throughout the holidays. Our heart opens up a little bit more during the holidays because we're pausing long enough, whether it be sitting around the tree, opening gifts or just, that quiet time. Christmas can bring a bit of a calmer vibration with, whether it be the Christmas music makes you think of people who have passed, or perhaps, an older traditions that you used to do with them come back into your memory, or we're missing them more. That opens up the pathway to mediumship. You guys all can all connect, right? Every single one of you. So quite often where there may be more spirit signs, you may be feeling them more, or the flickering of those lights may be happening more, or the cardinals seem to be everywhere you go, or whatever sign or smell or whatever's happening. You're in tune with it because you're meeting them in that vibration simply by being aware of how much you love and miss them a little bit more throughout the holidays. So some great suggestions for you. And I mean, always take what resonates and leave the rest. Is you can put their picture on the dinner table for Christmas dinner, or their chair or their sweater out. Those little things really help enhance the connection. And that's simply all it takes is just that meeting them where they are energetically, and you will feel them. And one of the things that comes up for me all the time, I don't every day, at least one or two people will say this to me. What if I'm making it up? What if I'm just making this up? And I just simply smile sweetly at people and I say, "Do you normally walk around making stuff up?" And they go, "No." I said, "Well, you're not going to start. You're not going to start now because you're seeing signs from spirits, right? You don't normally walk around doing that. So you're not going to start that now. Your loved ones from spirit are always here." Always. But there are certain times of the year where we are more in alignment energetically with them. And that is a channeling 101. That is channel they're always here. We just have to get there to make the call in. There is no big secret to mediumship. That is it. So, enjoy the holiday seasons with your loved ones and your spirit activity and your spirit signs. Enjoy it. They are there. Okay. Let's grab some questions or any topics. If you guys want to have a delicious conversation about anything at all, throw it in the comment section. I'm happy to chit chat. Oh, look at all you guys joining me. Okay, look at all you guys. Okay, Kayla. Kayla's the first one that I think has a question here. Kayla, hi Lana. Any questions for me from my spirit guides? Sorry, any messages for me? What will I expect in 2026? Okay. So Kayla, I feel like you're wide open to receive, but I think what's really important to acknowledge is being open to receive and being open for new beginnings. I feel there's a lot of reset and new things coming for 2026, including for you. And I feel like 2025 was preparing you re- for was preparing you for like change and new beginnings and reset. And I feel like you may have gotten some of yours ahead of time, but I feel a softening coming in here, Kayla. I speak because my shoulders just softened. I felt less tense. I suddenly felt like that knot in my stomach let go. I felt more of a go with the flow, and I feel that that is your spiritual growth. And your guides are showing me that you have really taken a lot of the lessons that you've had to tackle lately, and you've really kind of nurtured yourself through that, and I feel that that is giving you more momentum for softer things coming in, but it's going to be very busy. I feel like things are gonna be 1, boom, 2, 3. I feel like the spirit is showing me that there's going to be things moving along quite quickly, but to make sure that you got yourself grounded, and I think you've been doing better with the grounding, and I think that there's a lot more growth that's coming there for you with those grounded feeling more grounded. back into your body. Less of the squirrel over here. I feel like it's back into here, really centered. And they're really proud of you, Kayla, because it's been a lot of spiritual work and a lot of spiritual growth. And I feel like I need to acknowledge how much you trust now. There's something there, Kayla, that you trust more today than you ever have before. Good job, you. Hope you found that helpful. Tammy. Hello, pretty lady. Thank you for all that you do and everyone. Oh, thank you very much, Tammy. Um, Joe Smith. Hi, Lana. Any messages for me, please, if you have time? Love and light always. Joe, again, here's another one with the growth. And I think perhaps like, I'm just going to say to Spirit that we're going to acknowledge all of our growth. Everyone has been doing a lot of growing, and I think that's really significant that you do for yourself too. Take a look and acknowledge the growth that you've done this year, the lessons that you've learned, and how you've grown from them. Joel, I'm curious if you have a father figure that's passed, because he's literally just kind of leaned in beside me. So anybody like a dad or grandfather energy. And the number 4 is coming up. So the month of April, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing, or you're one of 4. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I feel like this like it's almost like it looks like the colors of the rainbow, but it's not an arch. It's a circle. It's kind of, I don't think I've ever seen this before. It's a circle with all of the colors of the rainbow. And what the father figure is doing is he's literally put it underneath you like a carpet. I love this to stand on, and he's showing you that you're standing on the light, and you've got all this support, all this light, all this love, all the colors of the rainbow. Joe, I don't have time to do it on the live, but if you can look up the spiritual meaning of those colors of the rainbow, so of the purple, of the yellow, of the orange, there's something there with significance. And I feel like color is a huge, like there seems to be a brightness and a bright colors, and it's literally under your feet. I don't think in all the years I've been channeling I've ever seen spirit show it to me this way, with like a rainbow carpet. It's the best way I can describe it, but it's circular. It's not in the arch, which is fascinating to me. There's light. You have all the light under your feet to see, and they are guiding you and helping you. But if I were you, I would look up all the meanings of those colors there, Joe. I think there's a deeper message in the color. I really do. There's more messages there. Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Kate, Charmin 6594. Any advice for me? Kate, I really feel I need to say you've really shown up for yourself this year in 2025. And I feel like there's a continued growth and momentum there. So showing up for yourself, self-care, more of allowing, have boundaries been better? I feel like it was almost like a beginning of a new way of thinking. Perhaps it's again with your spiritual growth that I'm tapping into there. But I feel like there's such an expansion there. I feel like I'm not sure, at some point, it may not be in 2026, but at some point, there's like a teacher energy about you that is not that's going to help other people with their own expansion. So, Kate, I'm curious if you're a healer or work with spirit. But I just feel like there's an expansion there with how you've navigated your experiences. You're giving that back to other people. And so it may not be a teacher in an educational classroom, but I feel like you're giving that now. It's like, I'm just going to give this to you for free. Let me teach you about that. And I love that, Kate. So just kind of remember that I said it if it doesn't resonate in this moment. Kelsey, good evening, Lana. Any messages from my spirit guides? Kelsey, they've just handed me a pen and a notebook. Um, and they want you, this is quite sweet. They want you to write yourself a love letter. Dear Kelsey, and really, and I think, like, writing to yourself on how you feel about you. There's something about the acknowledgement of the self that's really powerful, and they're asking you to do that, like, every couple weeks or once a month, to write yourself a letter. And so I don't know, Kelsey, if you have if it's if speaking, or complimenting yourself is something that you're going to grow, but to be able to write to yourself, a very, very powerful tool there. Um, Mimi. Am I pronouncing that right? Mimi. Lana, any chance you will do me making a 2026 energy forecast video? Absolutely, Mimi. I have started the channeling for it. I'm about halfway through and I will be doing some more. Oh, there's Kyle. Hello, cutie pie. There's cute Kyle's here. Spring, good evening, Lana. Happy Yuletide. Merry Christmas to everyone. So happy to see your finalist message. Oh, Lana, thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. Yes, I was nominated and am now a finalist in the Canada's Top Awards. So thank you very much, Spring, for mentioning that. Are there any messages from my family or from my guides? Spring, I feel like I'm gonna use the word like baseball cleats. Like I feel like I've got baseball cleats on my hand, and I feel like baseball cleats. That's that solid grip on a ball diamond. So it's not that you're gonna play baseball necessarily, but I feel like you've got like a solid grip on like on healing, on direction, on yourself. I feel like these cleats is spirits being really funny with me tonight on how they're showing me things with these cleats have a lot of love in the cleat part, so like you're grabbing your own momentum, your own healing journey, your own processes, your own desires with so much light and momentum. It's well done, you. And I feel like the forward momentum, like that, like I can just see you rounding first base. It's forward momentum, just literally just starting, and it's incredible. Enjoy the scenery as you go. Take those moments to pause and breathe. Get yourself, like it's incredible, Spring, on how they're showing me this momentum with these cleats. You're on your way. So I'm curious, Spring, if you have felt like you're finally going forward on your own journey, like your own spirituality, or really honoring who you are. Because I feel like it's for the first time I'm feeling like I've got like solid underneath me, and it's my solid, like it's your solid. It's your solid cleats. And so I think for like again, I feel like a kid with new shoes. I feel I feel like I'm gaining momentum for the first time from me, my solid. I hope that makes sense there. Spirit was also very loud in that with me with, for you, like, it was very, very loud. Guys, let's get some topics on the go as well. Okay, so L Frog, all over the world, a girl from Illinois is besties with a duchy. I love that. Tammy, any news for me today? Tammy, I really feel like a beautiful landing spot here. I just suddenly got placed in like this beautiful, peaceful space, within you. I feel like, and spirit's really doing a lot of acknowledgement work. When spirit is doing things like for a group of people, guys, take a little piece of that too. Take a little piece about acknowledging yourself because it's coming up a lot. Tammy, they're what they're showing me is all those beautiful things, all the things that you do so freely out of love. All you like, it's just like a giver of love all the time. It needs to be acknowledged on how beautiful you are. It's like this, but there's also a need for a feed up cup of tea or wine, whatever you prefer. But I feel like I need to just really have that acknowledgement time. You do give so much, and sometimes, and it is spoken, and sometimes it's not. But so acknowledging it within yourself, everything you do is always heart space. I also feel, Tammy, I'm curious if things are shifting work-wise. I just felt like I got a little bit of a chiropractic kink there. I don't feel bad with it. I just feel like that kink. I feel like something's shifting there. So just remember that I said it. Happy holidays, Lana. Any advice for me heading into 2026? This is Taryn. Taryn, as I sit, or just kind of tapping in here to your energy, I suddenly see a bunch of little baby animals, like baby squirrels, baby fox, baby bunnies, baby bears, like as spirit guides. And I feel like the vibration of play. I feel like they're turning up the vibration of play. I feel like I just need to be more playful. Baby, anything babies like to play, especially baby animals. I need to like jump around. I feel like I need to jump around, body movement, but through play and exploring, if that makes any sense there to you. So I'm curious if 2025 has been a little bit serious or too much adulting. Excuse me. too much adulting perhaps, but I feel like I've gotta go into 2026 with more of a a playful baby fox. The curiosity. When you think about little baby animals for a moment, think about how curious they are. Have you ever watched a little baby bunny or fox or even a puppy or baby kitten? They're so curious, right? They play through their curiosity. I feel like that is a huge message here for you, is to get really playful with your curiosity in life. And you know what? Spirit makes a really good point here. We can lean too much on adulting. We can really, we can be in too much into that adult space. Do we need to sometimes? Yes, I get it. But do we need to always be in that vibration? No, we don't. We need to play. So Taryn, I feel like anything that you can do that is baby animal like with curiosity and playful vibration, even if it's like just bit bunny hops. I know it sounds funny to ask you to bunny hop, but I feel like it's body movement for me. I feel like I've got to like move it up. So when I feel like I gotta move my body, there's probably some energy in there in your body that you're holding on to, and perhaps baby animal fun, playfulness, joy. If you can get to, anywhere, any little farm that's got like, anything baby animalish that you can literally get in and get your hands on, or a pet store that's got kittens that you can go and pet and snuggle. I feel like I need to do that. All right, Kyle. What is the thing I need to focus on right now and put effort on most for upcoming year or event right now? Love you. Kyle, I think you need to put some energy into coming to Canada to see me. I'm just okay. You can. Okay, I just had to be a smart. I just had to be a smart butt. Um, Kyle, I'm curious if you've been considering studying something, whether I'm not sure if it's a full-time classroom setting or part-time, or even mulling the idea of taking some kind of course or workshop. It feels more coursey to me and it feels more physical world. So if I feel like there's something there. Kyle, I really feel such an authentic piece to you here shining really bright. And I feel like the pieces of life's puzzle are falling into place. But I do feel like there's something education-wise. Just remember that I said it, and if you're wrinkling your nose at me about that, I just remember that I said it. I just feel that. I feel like there's momentum. I also feel, Kyle, that you've done an enormous amount of letting go. Letting go, like I said earlier in the segment, is really hard. I feel like you're in a really good place, Kyle. And emotionally and spiritually, I feel like you're in a really good place. I also feel like I gotta lift off putting yourself under the magnifying glass or the or the microscope, soften on how you are with yourself. Wanting and holding yourself into high accomplishments is great, but I feel like I need to also acknowledge all that you are doing, how you have kept things going and put together. Like I feel like I just need to always say you keep that head up, head held high. Always, always, Kyle. Kyle, I feel like a lot of new beginnings here for you, and I know you've had some new stuff pop up, but there's a lot of new stuff there that's coming for you in 2026 that feels delicious. Debbie Jones, any messages for our family? Debbie, this is really interesting. So Stonehenge is one of them, and there's other rock formations in Scotland and other areas of the physical world here. Literally just saw like this is a spiritual kind of meaning to this. Not that I see you going there, but spiritually, Debbie, I saw your family standing in like the center of a rock formation, and the rock formations are representing the spirit dimensions and representing the power, representing the light, and representing the healing, and representing the ancestors that are around you. So those rock formations are loved ones and ancestors and spirit, and they've got your physical world family all in the center of it, holding you guys there in love and light and healing and in support. And sometimes even though we know that they're there, like I know you guys, if you're following me, you got a pretty good sense of a belief system of spirit dimensions. So I know that you know that they're there, Debbie, but I feel like they're really holding you close in a loving, healing, supportive way. And sometimes we may question, we all do. I'm not saying that you're doing this, Debbie, but we may question as to why things can be so hard here or why things are happening the way that they're happening in the physical world. They're just showing me that they've got you circled in support and love, all of you. all of you are held there. And perhaps you just needed a little whisper of that. And again, I don't think spirit has ever shown me the rock formation around a family. There's some really cool stuff coming out here tonight with what spirit's showing me, and I love that so much. Um, Tammy, and how does my year ahead look for myself and my family? So, Tammy, I do feel a lot of, again, with the new beginnings here. I feel like there's a lot of freshness, fresh air. But I also feel, and this isn't directed at Tammy particularly, but it's for all of us. It also, what 2026 is going to look like for most of us is also what we're going to make of it. Right. So for example, if you were really hoping to get a new job in 2026 but never left the house, or opened up a computer to check on job postings, you're probably not getting a new job. Right. If we're not meeting that energy. But I feel, and Tammy, again, I'm just kind of using your question as a bit of a guide or example. I feel that 2026 is going to be what you make of it too. And I think that that is huge. We've got to become vibrational matches to things, or in alignment with, or seek things, or work on our goals and our achievement. Tammy, I feel a closeness here with your family. I'm not picking up on anything that I need to say pay attention to. I feel like an openness with love and light and healing. And I feel like everybody is really navigating things fairly well in their own lane. Of course, we do have our moments. People have turbulence like everybody else, but I feel like everybody is kind of like chugging along here, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm just going to scroll down quickly here and see if there's any topics. Anybody got any spiritual topics that you want to put me to talk about, or that we can all talk about and throw in our opinions? Kyle, are my guides confirming a 2026 Canadian adventure? Yeah, Kyle, they are. I recently had a big epiphany with letting go. I feel lots of peace. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Kyle, you're so funny. Yeah, maybe you should come and visit us here in Canada. Wait till the spring though, Kyle, or summer. Okay, let's come back up. Any topics? You guys want to pick a topic? I know you guys love the channeling, but let's have a delicious conversation on a topic. Um, Shannon, 2025 was heavy, absolutely, and a number 9 year usually is. And I think if for most people here, if you could just put 2025 was heavy, bet you most people would say yes in the comment section here, Shannon. It's been a lot of gearing up, and not just with the astrology and the numerology part of it, but we're really pushed to lean into what needs to let go and what we need to not bring forward, what we need to work through. 2025 showed us an awful lot, right? 2026, again, I do feel it's going to be lighter. I'll share more in the energy forecast, but a big part of my energy forecast, I talk about being willing to do the work, being willing to roll up the sleeves, be willing for the to shift into change, and being open to new things. And I feel like new pathways, sometimes we need to go seeking it, seeking direction, seeking new beginnings, seeking new friends, seeking new community. We need to seek that. Okay. I'm gonna scroll up here if nobody has any topics. Kyle, pick a topic in the chat for us to talk about. I'm gonna come back up here. I am going to try and get to every question tonight, within a reasonable timeline. So I answered Kyle. Answered Debbie. I answered Tammy. Okay. Atlanta, any messages for me from my guides? Tier. Sorry, I'm not gonna be pronounce that right. Is it Tier Simone? Um, I'm just gonna shift in here. I'm feeling a lot of healing energy. I'm feeling this, and I feel like there's a lot more healing energy coming in here with 2026 for you. I feel, and I can see, and this is really interesting. I can see a like, and when I say young, I don't mean a young in physical world age, but like from the spirit dimensions, I see like and she is an angel, and I feel her as part of your spirit council, not a deceased loved one. And I don't see this very often either. It's been a very unique night, even for me here on the channel. Is she's got she's a child angel, and she's literally got you by the right hand, and she's pulling you. She's pulling you into new directions, and she's pulling you into new healing, and she's pulling you into that childlike magic of life. And I think that a lot of new experiences with purity, with pure people with pure intentions, people with pure love for you, people with like pure support. She's bringing in this word of pure, just that unconditional, that pure unconditional love. She's taking you on a little bit of a pull into that, and I love that. And she's also whispering into my ear that you so deserve that. And it can be as simple as a deepening of really authentic, new people coming into your life, new friends, new, like, there's a shift into authentic and pure. So I'm really curious if that's been something you've been really craving, wanting, or trying to heal towards, because it's just like that purity is what she's giving it to me. Pure and authentic is what she has in her guidance for you. At Deanna. Hi, Lana. Do my guys have any messages for me? And can they give me some insight on when I'll have my own home? Okay, so the own home piece. I don't feel it touching my nose. So when I don't feel it touching my nose, it's not right in front of me. And there's a few things that I think with having your own home, there's a few things that are physical world issues with that. And I don't feel it as a bad thing. And I always say trust the timing and the process of getting there. I feel like a pause is a good thing. So whether that be prices come down or interest rates come down, I feel like there's a reason there that feels that for that pause, and it feels to your highest good. So when we ask for things for our highest good, sometimes we do get, like, I'm sure you want that, the best home that you can get for yourself. I think that the pause there is like my highest good. I do feel it coming, but it's not right in front of my nose. I also feel that I need to expand my, just a little bit. I don't mean like across provinces or states or countries, but I feel like I got to expand the area that you're looking in. I just need to like slightly expand. I don't have to go way out, but I feel like whatever area you're looking in or wanting to be in, shift it just a little bit more. I feel like I'm just a little bit narrowed, and I feel like I just need to open a little bit more. I also see this what, and I know white's a common color for siding, but I just want to describe it to you. So take a few notes here, my friend Deanna. I can see us like it's a smaller home, and it's got white siding halfway up, and then the color or the pattern of the siding changes, and there's a wooden hang porch. And I feel like this got an unusual either entranceway or it feels like I want to go round. So like around the path or round like rounded stairs. Just kind of take that and put that in your note there for you, Deanna. Um, I feel like I've got to trust the process. And I feel like when we trust the process, especially when we ask for our highest good, we always want for our highest good. And I've had to learn this too, Deanna. I'll be like, I want this, I want this, I want this. And spirit will be like, yeah, for your highest good, yeah. So you don't want the wrong house, or you don't want the wrong place. We're asking for the right place, and they're just saying, trust the process, it's coming. It's just not right here. And that and I know I've been there myself. I One of the biggest things I learned was patience. So, and it's true. And I still have to struggle to remind myself of the patient factor, because humans, we want it now, we want it now, we want it now. And when we don't have it coming, then we kind of get into this place of what's never going to happen, and then we get all in that chaotic energy. What I've learned to do, Deanna, is I've taken a big breath in. I always want for my highest good, and I'm on the exhale. I'm going to allow it to come in. It does help, and it also helps build our trust between here and the spirit dimensions. Okay, here we go. Galaxy Gal. Hello, Lana. Any messages from my guides? It's been a while since I've checked in. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you, Galaxy Gal. Um, this is going to be sound a little bit really really simple, but it's what they're giving me. Treat yourself. So treat yourself to, and whatever that means to you, if it means to an extra shortbread cookie, which I did today. So, or it might be treat yourself to a little bit of TLC. I feel like I need to treat myself. Whether it be, an extra moment in meditation. I feel like I need to treat myself, and it's almost like I need to like bonus. Like I need like when you're a little kid and you got that sticker, and because this is someone giving it to me. It's not me, it's them. When you got that sticker of a pass or of approval, or even just for fun, you got that sticker and you were so proud. I feel like I feel like I gotta go back to that energy where you can just reward yourself, where you can treat yourself for all the hard work, for everything that you've navigated through from 20. Oh, I love this message. I might take it too. If you can just treat yourself to that little special something. It might be, I'm going to treat myself to sleeping in for an extra hour tomorrow. Oh, all right. So I feel like I need to treat myself. I hope that resonates there. Lana, did you get my Christmas card? I did not yet, Mr. West. I wasn't at the building where my office is this past week, but I'm sure it'll be there when I go. Oh, Nisa, happy holiday, Lana and chat. Just curious if there are any messages for me. I've been feeling very withdrawn spiritually. Nisa, sometimes we do. Sometimes we do disconnect, and it can be for many reasons. It's usually from frustration. So my question to you, you don't have to answer in the chat, darling, if you don't want to, is have you been feeling frustrated? Sometimes when we don't understand, or if things aren't going the way that we want them to, or sometimes we just need to disconnect. Sometimes we just need to breathe, and it's okay. And I feel like I need to say that to you, Nisa. It's okay. The door to your own spirituality, the door to yourself, the door to yourself is always open when you feel you're ready to step back in. I also feel, Lisa, that you haven't stepped completely out. I feel like you are very much got yourself in your spiritual practices to some degree, even if it's just breathing or looking at the sky, or tapping in, once in a while energetically. And I feel like I need to say to you, Nisa, it's okay. It's it's okay to have moments of and it's okay to have moments where, we're happy. It's okay to have moments when we're not happy, and it's okay to have moments of when we're frustrated, and it's okay to have moments when we're sad. Sometimes we are hard on ourselves for having moments where we're not not what we perceive as being alignment. You can be spiritual and be pissed off. You can be spiritual and be angry. You can be spiritual. It's spirituality doesn't mean fluffy bunny and happy all the time. You can be very spiritual and be very frustrated and very angry and very upset. It's so I think that that's really important to acknowledge too, Nisa. So if you're going through some stuff, you're still you, and your higher self is still there. And now that love that you are, and that beautiful person that you are, they're still there, right? So, Nisa, it's always so good to see you here on the channel, and to feel your energy and know that you are loved and supported always, always, always. And I just want to talk a little bit about that, because and this is not necessarily, Nisa just gave me something that I want, or that I feel like I'm pulled to talk about. When you think about spirituality. Okay, when you think about spirituality, and sometimes I'm not saying that people here on this channel, are struggling with this at all, but sometimes people may think that in order to be a spiritual person, that you're in alignment all the time, or happy all the time, or don't have any anxiety ever, or don't have your issues or your moments. That's not so. Being spiritual is not about being perfect. Being authentically you with what you experience at that time in that timeline is so important, and it's so important to be able to express that, and to be able to share how you're feeling, and to have a safe place or safe people, or just go out to the forest and holler. But you can be really upset and disappointed, hurt and angry, and not ready to heal, and still be very spiritual. Right? So, just kind of, in the back of your mind, keep that there. Because I think this sometimes, the spiritual community, depending on what you're reading and what you look at, can be a little bit judgmental when we're having a freaking moment. Right? So, because people are surprised to hear that I can spin my head, in frustration. "Oh, but you're so spiritual. How can you be angry?" And I'm human too, right? We can have it's we're still human here. So, just kind of keep that in mind, because there is a toxic positivity, in some corners of the spiritual community, and so, and I don't lean in there at all. You are allowed to have moments and still be spiritual. Okay. I'm going to tell you a little story. One time, this is going back many, many years ago. I may have talked about this in one of my videos. I think I did. So it's been a while since I did a video. So I'm going to just kind of share a Cole's Notes version of it. I was once really, really angry with spirit and I disconnected and I said, I don't want to do mediumship anymore. I was so angry. And I've been connected my whole life. I literally unplugged, and spirit held me in love. The spirit held me in support, and when I was ready to come back, I knew the door was open. So, we do have moments here in the physical world where, it doesn't make sense here. It does not make sense here 90% of the time. But so if you ever feel that way, just know that it's okay. You know your way back, and you know the way back through healing, and we know the path is always there in front of us, and our spirit guides don't go away. We do have choice and free will. If we say, you know what, I don't want any help or guidance, they'll be okay. We'll just keep an eye on you. We're here if you need us. But they don't. It's not a judgment thing either. So they understand that we're having experiences here, and they understand that it can be difficult here. So, please know that. Don't ever think that your spirit guides are going to be upset with you if you're like, yeah, I'm out. I myself have gone, yeah, I'm out, for my own, my own growth and my own learning. And when I went back and I'm like, okay, guys, I miss you. And they're like, yeah, come on back. It wasn't a big thing. I mean, I didn't have to beg or go through enormous healing. I just needed to sit with my spirit guides and share my reasons. And I was, it's all about love and learning, right? Okay. Enough on that topic. Christine, I just need a quick sip here. Christine, I'm gonna get to your question. I have a ton of anxiety about work. Is there a reason for that? Absolutely. Christine, I feel like your work, I feel like for whatever reason, you're extremely empathic with the work and you're feeling everybody else's stuff energetically. So if you and I were working together and I was having a bad day, you're picking up on my bad day. If so anybody that you are around with, even with, and this is true even for remote workers, we are all, for the most part, we are all empathic, right? So for the most part of people, where on the empathic scale, can vary. Some of us are so empathic and we're way up here feeling everything all the time. And we can come down to a middle empathic. We can be lower sometimes. And we can fluctuate. You're not in one level of empathy all the time. So Christine, I feel like when we're at work, your level and your awareness spikes. It's like I'm super aware of everything that's going on. And then you have a physical response to it. So energetically, you're aware, and I feel like you're also aware work-wise of other stuff that's either about the company or about what's going on. And I also feel it's about the physical world too. I think sometimes you have anxiety about the physical world because your level of empathy it rises when you're not at work, or if you're out with friends or family. It's almost like you settle down a little bit with how much you're feeling, your feelers. If you want to think of it as antennas come up, I'm feeling everybody else's stuff. So, well, I'll give you some suggestions. You can tweak it and make it your own, but you've got to start projecting, protecting your energy fields. So we all have energy fields in our chakras in our physical body and in our higher self. We have energy fields, and those energy fields is what's picking up on certain things. So if you can visualize every morning a ball of light around you, if crystals resonate, you wear a crystal for protection. Set an intention to come down on feeling what's not mine. So mine, not mine. Is this my energy? Nope, it's not my energy. It's somebody else's. I'm going to step back into it. So I will often say, is this mine? Is that my anxiety? Nope. not mine. So I will send out love, I'll send out healing to the world, whatever I have to do, but I'm not taking it on to carry. Other things you can do is you can have a special t-shirt, or you can use any t-shirt and have it a special t-shirt for the day. So this is my t-shirt for the day. I don't know why it's crooked, but it is. This is my t-shirt for the day. I'm going this t-shirt is it's a white light is in my t-shirt. It's going to protect me from absorbing other people's stuff. And you can do it with any color, right? You can wear this is my jacket of protection, right? So whatever resonates with you to set an intention, it's intention based. There's no right or wrong way to do it, Christina. I'm going to set an intention to not feel. I can still help people. I can still do my job really well, but I don't have to feel their energy. Energy is like a dust or a smoke. It spreads, right? And then some of us we pick it up. I'll like a baseball glove. I'll take that, and we pick up other people's stuff. Grounding work before work, Christine, is also really important. If you can just visualize your feet on the ground, or if you can go aside and stand on the ground, if you can put your back against a tree, if you can look up at the sky, doesn't take long. Spiritual practice does not have to take long. Just getting yourself more grounded, more in the present, more in your body will also help. I hope that gave you a little bit of energy protection and grounding 101. All right, very excited for 2026 forecast. Always my favorite. Thank you, Galaxy Gal. Mila Cheer 101. Highlander, do my spirit guides have any messages for me? And my cousin's grandma just died yesterday. Oh, sending my condolences. Are there any signs that she is sending us? So I really feel here, number one, grandma is going to be more of a feeling versus a sign. Yes, she will get signs, and spirit does change their signs. So you can't always say only dimes are coming from grandma or only the cardinal. I think it can be changing of signs. I always say to people, when you see that, if a loved one comes to your mind, it's a sign. Your soul, your energy will know. Our physical brain kicks in and says, "Oh, no, it's just a dime." If you feel it is from a loved one, it's from a loved one. You don't need a medium, and you don't need an explanation. If you feel it, you feel it. That's who it's from. Okay. End of story on that. Number two, I feel like grandma is going to be, I feel like I'm going to feel her. Like I feel like she's right beside me. I feel like I'm just going to like have that shiver, those goosebumps where and that's how I feel like grandma is a feeling. I feel like I can feel her. Feelings can come in different ways. It can come as a physical feeling, or you can all of a sudden, I'm really thinking about grandma. You hear grandma? Yes, I am. I feel like she's very present. Like that's how she feels. Now, she just passed yesterday. So, there is a bit of a process. The soul is multidimensional. So she's can be over there doing the soul thing and connecting here, but it can often just take a bit of time. So you might not get signs right away. Sometimes it'll be like somebody might have a dream or a visitation or a moment where they feel her, and then there may seem like there's a bit of a pause. It's not that they're not here, because they are. It's that they're also transitioning, right? So there is a transition that does occur. That doesn't mean that you won't get signs or can't or won't be able to communicate. It's just sometimes it might not be as fast paced as it will get to, if that makes sense. All right. Tabitha, hi Lana. I lost a good friend December 14th. Does he have any messages for me? I miss him. Thank you. He just literally high-fived me. Just literally, I know he literally high five. Just literally came in with that big hand. He had a big hand, just came right across. I'm hearing that song. Sorry, Tabitha. I'm hearing that song. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my friend. Not the best singer, but that's all I got for you. He's also Tabitha. So I'm not quite sure what he's showing me. So he's showing me like a blue Christmas ball, or like a blue Christmas light. There's something there but it's round. So I'm just curious, Tab. I thought there was something. Do you have something of his that was like a blue ball, or is there something with a ball, or like? And I'm not even sure if it's a Christmas ornament. To be honest with you, there's something with a blue ball. Like it feels round when I hold it, but it's blue. If it's not making sense to you, Tabitha, just remember that I said it. Sometimes spirit will show me something, and it'll be like 3 days later, I'll be like, oh, that Lana just said that, and I didn't know what it was. There's something it's definitely a ball. I can feel it in my hand. Okay. Let's go to topics, you guys. Let's talk about something. Oh, here we go. I'm someone who gets messages through my dreams a lot. Of my dreams give me anxiety, so it's hard to discern what's just a dream versus something I should pay attention to. That's a good topic. Thank you, Lana, for the message. I have a question. Okay, so reoccurring dreams. Okay, so Tabitha, or sorry, okay, so here's the thing. Dreams, you're right. Dreams can be just dreams. Sometimes our subconscious is processing things. Sometimes we take our anxiety to bed with us. Sometimes our worries get into our brain. And sometimes we can have profound moments about a dream from spirit. Now, it is normal to overthink them. If we are missing a message from the spirit dimensions in a dream, it's okay. You're going to get it another way. Messages and dreams from spirit do not have any kind of anger or fear based in them. It will be loving, it will be gentle, it could be a loved one, it could be, and the message, it will be come from a different place versus our brain in overthinking. I always say also watch for themes. So if you keep having a reoccurring dream and there's a specific theme in it, so for example, and you can look up the theme. One that's common that people always call me with a panic was, Lan, I keep dreaming about death. Who's gonna die? And I will say to you, well, what else has been dying in your dreams? Plants may be dying, a pet may be dying, but the theme is death. If you look up death in a dream, it can be like letting go and a rebirth coming. It can a death, can be a rebirth in many different ways. So it can be a push to let go when you dream of death. Water is another one. People will have panic dreams about water. And if you look up, so they may have a house full of water, a flood, they may dream of drowning, and then the brain gets kicked in, and we have all of this fear of something bad happening with water. Look at the theme of the dream. Don't worry about about the other floating pieces and break it down by looking things up as the theme of it. So dreaming of water, dreaming of fire, dreaming whatever the main theme is, that's what you want to look up in a reoccurring dream. Sometimes too, it can be a suppressed emotion or feeling. So sometimes, for example, if we haven't dealt with anything or something, or if we haven't dealt with something for a very long time, it can come up in a dream time. And the reason that it's coming up in dream time is the physical and the spiritual need to let something go. Now, I'm going to tell you what I do before my dreams, and it really, really helps. And I'm not a really big dreamer for messages. Number one, I make intentional time to sit with spirit because I don't want them in my dreams because I have a hard time with sleep anyway. So if spirit wakes me up for in a dream time when they've had all day to talk to me, that is my spiritual boundary. So I sit with spirit before I go to bed with my pen and paper, with my journal. What do we want to talk about? And I do my automatic writing or my channeling then. I also do it in the morning. I don't necessarily want to be, because I don't want to be given messages in my dream time. And I often don't remember my dreams anyways. That's another one. But when it comes to spirit waking me up at dream time, it's a hard no for me. So that's just a me thing because I can channel them all day, and they had all day. It took me a long time as a young medium to figure out too. I used to like dream and spirit activity all throughout the night, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I needed to have the boundaries. Spirit taught me boundaries that way. Okay. I often have recurring dreams about driving really fast, getting into a car accident, plane crashes. It really scares me. Okay, so you just kind of, excuse me, sorry. You just kind of brought something up here too. Dreams can also be a past life memory. So you can also be having and here's the reason. Your soul remembers every experience you've ever had in this body and in any other body. We get a new brain every time we come. So our brain doesn't remember our past lives usually, unless the soul sends forward the message via dream or via memory. So it can be also the way that you pass in a past life. Can be. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily it, but I also feel here when I tap into this more for you, I also feel here that I feel like I'm taking my day to bed with me. So I feel like I'm taking the physical world fear, the physical world issues, the physical world thoughts, the physical I feel like I'm sleeping with them. And it does manifest into other fears. So when we have and this will whatever you can do, maybe some journaling before bed if you've had a bit of a day, setting some intentions of letting go. There's many different ways of doing that. I like to go outside, I like to burn, I like to talk to the stars. You're I feel like in this situation you're holding on to quite a bit as well. So I think that a lot of the anxiety and the dreams is physical world fears in your regular everyday life. You're sleeping with them. So if you can, and I would also do a little bit of a cleanse of your room. Open up the windows, set an intention, let some air out, sorry, let some energy out. Let out the energy that is in your bedroom. You can light a candle, you can use a crystal, you can burn incense. It's all whatever resonates with you. Our bedrooms are also a place where we kind of release energy. Think about when you lay down and you kind of let go of your day, or you may have a cry in your bed, or a private conversation that may not have gone great. That energy stays in your bedroom. So opening up a window once a week and letting all the energy out, I do it every day, but I'm a little bit over the top. Anything that you can do to release some energy will also help there. I hope that you found that helpful. Let's see what else we got. Guys, give me another topic. Um, Shannon, I struggle to imagine the ball of light. Is something blocking that? No, nothing is blocking that. So not everybody can imagine or visualize. So what you can do, Shannon, is and it's okay. It's not there's not a right or wrong if you can't visualize. You can use your imagination, or you can remind yourself that it's there, or you can use something else. So I'll often use. When I come next week, I'm going to bring down what I treated myself to something. I have a huge selenite rod. It's like a magic wand. You can use a crystal, and you can even use a pen, whatever resonates with you. So Shannon, you can just simply say, "I am applying a beautiful blanket of light to protect me." You can use moon water. You can use it. Doesn't It's all intention, right? So I'm gonna wear a blanket of protection. Grab a blanket, throw it over your shoulders, visualize it, feel it on you, and just know that it's staying there. Even when you take the blanket off, it's still stay there. You can ask your angels and guides to help you with that too. But if you cannot imagine something or visualize something, and not everybody can imagine or visualize a ball of light, or visualize a meditation or a theme, or if you cannot visualize it, use something that's symbolic of it. Right? And again, it's all intention. It's all intention. Intention, intention, intention. I'll hit you over the head with that until you get it. Okay. No, it's true. It's all intention. Debbie Jones, today I started to see photographic images coming to me, but they kept fading in and out. They were like black and white, but they were green. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting, Debbie. Debbie, I'm curious if those images were taller or like oblong shaped. I'm just curious there. Um, Amy, topic animal souls. Oh, this is a good one. And their connection to us. Exploring how pets might have guidance, past life connections, or energetic links to humans. If our pets have guides too. Amy, this is a beautiful one. I should make a whole video on this. I'm just gonna write that down, Amy, and then I'll talk briefly about it here. Animal souls. All right, Amy. So number one, a soul is a soul, no matter what body it gets. So some of us got human bodies, some of us got animal bodies, some of us got plant bodies, tree bodies. So anything that's living, and this is my belief. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Anything that is living has a soul. Okay, so our pets and animals, they are quite often very much connected to past lives. They may not have been a pet before. They may have been our children in a past life. We may have been their children in a past life. Maybe we were their pet in the past life. They are part of our soul family, and not like all souls and all people in our current lifetime. Some of them are new. Some of them are new to your soul family. May have been your first time with them. May not, but they have that connection with you. And when any soul has a connection to us from a past life, we usually, not always, but we usually can feel that. Ooh, I've known you for 1,000 years. I love you deeper than I can ever express. There may be a little bit of what people perceive as an oddness to the relationship. Um, because we have this connection. We just have a profound, profound connection. They have a deep, deep, deep feeling to them. Um, do our pets have spirit guides? They absolutely do. And animals can see their spirit guides for the most part. Sometimes you'll see an animal like playing with something that's not there. It's usually because they can see their spirit guides. They don't need their spirit guides, however, as much as or for the same reason. Let me rephrase that. For the same reason that we need ours. Animals and their spirit guides have a very unique connection with each other for a few different reasons, but animals come here and remain in that pure connection to source energy. So when you think about animals, they're not as programmed for the most part as us humans are. So they maintain their connection to spirit. So their spirit guides are usually spirit guides that they've also had in many other lifetimes as humans. So we do get, have our spirit council that we keep with us for many lifetimes. And some spirit guides do come and go as well, but the most part, we do have spirit guides that have been with us in other lifetimes. But because animals can see and see spirit, you will often see an animal connecting with their spirit guide. You ever seen an animal like and loved ones in spirit as well? But if you ever seen an animal very playfully playing with something that nobody else can see, or staring at something that nobody else can see, and their tails are wagging, right? Because they can see spirit, they can see loved ones in the spirit dimensions as well as their spirit guides. I love that question. Thank you so much. The energetic link to humans, number one, animals are teachers. They are teachers. So how many of you have been taught to love? Or how many ti- how many times an animal taught you to love, or taught you to love in a different way, or taught you to love, or perhaps for some of us, for some people, an animal is the only unconditional love that they will experience here in the physical world. Because the physical world is full of conditions. I love you if, I love you when, right? So animals don't have that. That they just simply love. So for many of us here, that's the only time we're experiencing that true, pure, unconditional love and forgiveness, and their healing. The other connection to us is they are here as little healers. And I am having a delicious experience with that, with the workshops healing with horses. If you haven't seen that little video of the baby goat that joined my healing sessions with Frontline Forward, I had a baby goat. Bit of a story there because its mother, I knew its mother, and its mother died. So anyway, this baby goat showed up in one of my workshops. It had never done a healing retreat with me before, and every client for the entire day, that baby goat jumped up on the massage table and laid with the client on the table all day long. They're healers. Animals are healers. It was the cutest. I think that video is still up on my Facebook page. You might have to scroll down a bit. But oh my gosh, that baby goat. And she taught me a few things too. That baby goat taught me something new with healing energy. She showed me a few things. So they are also here as teachers. Amy, I thank you so much for that delicious question. Oh, I love it. I mean, I will try and do a deeper video on that. Yeah, okay. Um I love and second that topic. Yeah, that was a really good topic. I'm fascinated by guardian angel experiences. Anyone feel they've had one? I'm gonna let you guys answer Joe's questions. I can 100% say yes. But if anybody has had any guardian angel experiences, put them in the chat. And Lana, could you talk about the masculine and feminine a little bit, and how to handle clashing? Okay. There you go. Now we're getting into some questions. I may have to text my family upstairs to bring me down a fresh tea. Okay. So and this is a big, big topic. It's just like the animal one was, but I will keep it kind of short and sweet. And if anybody wants to add anything, you guys know how I feel. You guys are more than welcome to share your thoughts and opinions here on the channel. It's not just me, it's you guys too. So feel free to pipe in. But Anna, so masculine and feminine energy, masculine and feminine energy, you probably all know this, but I'm going to bring it up. It's also not gender related, right? So it's an energy, and we all hold both. We have a divine feminine and we have a divine masculine. Some people resonate more with the divine feminine energy or relate more with the divine masculine energy. Divine feminine, soft, gentle, peaceful. That's kind of the short version of divine feminine. It's not gender, it's an energy, right? So divine masculine, within a masculine energy, it can be a little bit more of the factual or the abrasiveness or more of a masculine feeling, not gender related. It's an energy. Now, sometimes there's many different reasons for this. Sometimes we can get out of balance. For example, we come here as little people and we're taught. Some people are not taught how to tap with emotions of the divine feminine, how to process them, how to accept them, how to love them, how to be gentle with them. Sometimes so experience also has a role in this. If you were never allowed to cry or to express, you may lean a little bit more on the divine masculine energy because the divine feminine energy wasn't something that you were able to experience, even though everybody here has both, right? So, and sometimes for many of us, it's later in life that we learn that it's okay to lean in, no matter our gender, on the divine feminine, right? On that softer. And when you think about divine feminine, nature, out there with the beauty of nature, you can feel yourself soften out there, right? So anyway, so the clash piece, how to handle the clashing. So are you talking about a clashing within yourself, or are you talking a clashing with people who may be more the masculine energy or more the feminine energy? So if you're talking about the clashing within yourself, it's about balance. There is no divine feminine and divine masculine. One is not superior to the other. They are both important. They're both important, and balance is key. So if you're clashing within yourself, giving yourself some time, to have those softer divine feminine moments, allowing yourself, sometimes we know how we allow ourselves to have moments where we feel that clashing, but sometimes we do need to have that venting space that is a healthy way of allowing those feelings and emotions to come out. If you're talking about people, so if you're talking about maybe, like you may be having a clash with somebody who leans more one energy versus the other. One of my biggest things is understanding, number one, they are learning. And is there any way of helping them learn? Number two, staying in your own lane. I am careful not to connect with energy that is out of balance. So I'm just gonna scroll down, Anna, and see if you can if you've given me a little bit more on that. If you're talking about clashing with people energetically, or if you're talking about the energy within ourselves. And we'll give her a minute. Let's see if she's gonna answer that. Okay, so I'm not sure if she's still on the channel, but I will check in a bit too. But we all hold both the divine feminine and masculine, and one is not better than the other. And some of us can, and I'm going to throw this in there too. You can in balance with both, and or have a need to be more one way versus another at certain times energetically. There are times, and I'm going to say this very lovingly about myself. And it depends on what your definition is of divine feminine. I am in the physical world. I mean, yes, I do my hair, and I'm not very good at makeup, but I wear a little bit of it. But I'm not a manicure, pedicure, or dress up person. My divine feminine is found in a very different way. I like putting flowers in my hair. I like going out in the forest and with my drum and doing a little bit of a dance. That's how I connect to my divine feminine side. People have different ways of connecting to their divine feminine side. And I always say what feels good for you, you do you, right? So if wearing dresses and bright colors and nails and lipstick helps you connect to that divine feminine energy, great, right? If there's many different ways of tapping into that divine feminine energy. It can be simply dancing in the kitchen. It's a softer connection, right? And however you feel connected to it, goddess energy be you. Right? So I find my divine feminine under the moon. I'm a big moon person. And if I didn't live in the city, if I lived in the forest, I'd probably be out there in my nightie. Right? But I can't do that here. Well, I guess I could, but um but whatever brings that feeling of that energy to you. The clash, and it can just simply be out of balance. And if people are out of balance with their with their own experiences, if they're out of balance, I think quite often, sometimes we do get out of balance with it. Um, Depending on who they are to you, you can teach them a little bit about balance. I hope that makes sense. All right, you guys. Um, thank you for your message about the animals having spirit and their energy. I'd love to see a full video for that. I did write that down. I wrote that down. I thank you for the topic idea. Um, the divine feminine has me getting more into dressy looks, and that's great. That's spring, and that is great. It's all what resonates to you. There really isn't a right or wrong way. Right? It's what resonates with you, right? I know I love the forest frolic in the forest. To me, that's where I go for my divine feminine energy, right? So, and so that's, how does it feel to you? I'm running my divine feminine with my Shira power, dancing in the living room. There we go. Or people who find them awareness. For people who find self awareness difficult, what's your advice on identifying what we have going on within ourselves? Okay, so self-awareness. Whoo, you guys have really got some big, good topics here. I think I should do another live where it's just topics to talk about. Okay. Um, and again, you guys are welcome to chime in. So people who find self-awareness difficult, sometimes, and now this is just one of the reasons. Sometimes people who find self-awareness difficult, there's unhealed versions of them that they haven't yet tackled with love. So they may find it difficult to have the awareness on their behavior. Uh, the other thing is they're learning. They're learning from their past experiences as well. And they're also learning on being aware. Sometimes people are learning how to be self-aware. Sometimes people are not aware on how their behavior or energy affects other people, which is why a lot of spiritual practices are really helpful. Grounding and bubbling yourself from people who are learning how to be aware. I also feel that there is a point where some people just don't understand how it makes other people feel. So, what's your advice on identifying what we have going on within ourselves? So, I feel that self check-ins and talking to yourself, being in a growth mindset. Being in a so I am willing to so being open to learn on energy. I would start with small topics. I want to learn more about energy and how frequencies affect other people, and kind of looking into what do I need to kind of work on myself as well? What healing do I have? Sometimes it just may be something as simple as I struggle feeling vulnerable. Vulnerability is a big one for a lot of other people. If I make myself vulnerable, sometimes people will lean into, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get hurt if I'm open. I'm going to get hurt if I'm vulnerable. I'm going to get hurt if I allow people in. So people will tend to close themselves off. Awareness is something that I really feel that we are always learning and learning more and more and more. I do not think that we hit the ceiling of bumping our head on I've reached maximum awareness, right? I think that we're always learning more and more and more about how to be about being self-aware, and about opening and learning and growing. The more that you can put yourself in a growth mindset, in a learning mindset, and craving the knowledge and really being open to that is huge. Um, I also would suggest with finding self-awareness is spending time with yourself. Some quiet times. I'm a big nature person. The earth is so healing. But if you can get into your schedule once a week where you go for a walk by yourself, find a trail, sit in nature, and breathe. Talk to yourself. How do you talk to yourself? How do you talk to yourself? You'd be surprised. Right? So I think that learning to get to know yourself at a bit of a deeper level without the label. So I'm sure you all know who you are, right? As far as what you do for a living, and you're a mom, you're a dad, wherever you work, you're a good person, but going a little bit deeper on really connecting there. There's more to you than the labels that you wear. So spending some time with that person. When you said unhealed versions of yourself, I got goosebumps. Yeah, there are unhealed versions of ourselves that can keep us from also keep us from being authentic. But our unhealed versions of ourselves, yeah, can hold us back from self-awareness, right? That was a really good question. Amy, let's last try. Hey, Lana, basic question, but any insight about Jen, my platonic soulmate, 28 years strong, both our health and finances. Message from her parents, grams or guides. Merry Christmas. Um, and thanks for reposting it, Amy. Sometimes I don't see all the questions. They do fly in at a rapid rate, and sometimes I don't see them all. Um, my soulmate 20. I'm just gonna have a tap in here. Did one of her parents or did anybody that she connects to leave here very, very quickly? Like I'm gonna say like a very sudden. Like I don't I have to go there first there, Miss Amy. I just feel like this somebody left here quickly or she didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grams and her dad. Okay, thank you, Amy. When I tapped in there, that's how I felt. Wow, it's like I'm pretty sure it's her dad. There was just like this big presence of love, like this I just got like this big squeeze, like this big presence, but there was like this no goodbye and this very, very quick feeling. I also want to know what the month of September is, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing, and I'll give you a moment. I also feel there's some lifting of health stuff going on, and I feel it as inflammation. So is there any and again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not trying to diagnose, but I feel quite swollen. Anybody have any autoimmune? Amy, what I meant there with her dad was this big feeling of like I just got this big feeling of love, like we're always wrapped and squeezed really tight. For me, yes. Alright, okay. So when you're asking me about 2 different people, the energy, especially on a live where I'm not talking to you verbally, I need a little bit of validation there. So with this, I do feel, Amy, that there's something shifting there with that inflammation, and I feel like an improvement. So either, and again, I'm not a doctor, so this isn't any medical advice, but either there's something changing there with the inflammation, perhaps it's intuitive eating, or perhaps there's something there with a medication. But I feel like that is, RA is a chronic disease, but I feel like there is something easing there. I feel like I'm getting um some free energy flow in there. I mostly wanted to know about her health. I should have went there. Sorry, no problem. Um, when Amy, when I connect into 2 people, I'm gonna pick up on both, right? So, let me just kinda shift the gears here. Her dad is wrapping her in a t like, really tight in love here, like, he's squeezing me. Um, Amy, does she currently have a doctor out of town from where she is? 'Cause I feel like I'm in the right hands here, but I feel like I'm driving a distance or moving around. I just started plant-based, hope it helps. Okay. Amy, I feel like she's being guided here in the medical world. So I need to talk over to the medical. Her doctor's about 20 minutes away. Okay, so there's the evidential piece. I felt like I was out a little bit. I feel like she's in, so we're I feel like I'm being guided correctly. So I feel like I'm being navigated in through this in the right way, but I feel like there's something unanswered. Amy, does that make this, without giving me too many details here on a live feed, is there something that's unknown or not answered? 100%. Okay. Here we go. So, Amy, I feel like I feel like I'm driving. I'm being navigated a lot. Yeah. I do feel that they're going to diagnose or but I also feel there's a balance here as well with the holistic world. Has she been seeing a holistic practitioner as well? I feel like I'm in balance. So, when the medical world and the holistic world, okay. So I feel, and again, this is just a little bit of guidance. I feel like if she can get in and I don't even know where she's from, she can't afford it. Amy, are you local to me? Are you in Kitchener-Waterloo? Oh, California. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit far for me to come with a healer, but okay. Um I'm just having a tap in here, Amy. So I do feel that they're going to navigate this, Amy, but I also, do you know if they're, I don't know, do you know if she had an exposure at some point to any kind of chemical? I want you to remember that I said it. Like I feel like Amy, is her lungs affected here? She's been short of breath. I don't feel it's current. I feel like it's been a connection somewhere at some point. It's over here for me. Yeah. So she's been short of breath or something tight in my chest, right? So Amy, I do feel that she's in the right hands medically here. Um, Mainly heart area, but there's a shortness of breath. There's something there. Is she short of breath though, or does she get winded quickly? I do feel they're going to navigate this. Oh, she just said it. So remember when I said her dad was squeezing me so tight with this ring of circle? Okay. So when I was connecting with her dad, I felt that he was literally squeezing me. Like I was ring a circle was completely around. I feel like they're I do again, and this isn't medical advice. I do feel she's gonna be okay. And I feel like their dad and her grandma for sure are help navigating this. So but I just feel like I'm tight in my chest. She worries about a heart attack. Always, always listen to those doctors, whatever medication or whatever, this isn't medical advice, but what I'm feeling from her dad is I feel this ring of love around her tight. I feel like there's gonna be some resolution here, okay? I hope you found that helpful. I wanna come could be pulmonary. Oh, she does listen. Okay, that's good. I just needed I didn't think that she wasn't listening, Amy. I just have to really be careful with the disclosure here. I don't want anybody to think that I'm giving medical advice. You're very welcome. Um, and if she's open to it, I will send some healing from the healing circle, or if she wants me to put her in the healing circle, I'm happy to do that. Um, I want to. Okay, guys, we're at the hour and a half mark. I'm having a good time here channeling tonight. Um, I want to come back to your loved ones at Christmas. Um, no matter how long they've been gone, and they no matter what's going on here in the physical world, they're always around for Christmas. Lisa, any messages from my mom and dad? I miss them so much this Christmas. Lisa, as I said earlier in the live, They're here. They never miss an event. They never miss a holiday. They're always here. And they know that we miss them, and they know how much we love them. And what really helps bring a little bit of that magic, if you want some more spirit signs at Christmas, set their pictures at the table at Christmas. Talk about them, even more. Look back at old pictures and allow yourself to be back in that space and time. The magic that occurs when we connect like that is profound. Lisa, is there a reference to the name John, by the way? It's profound on the level of spirit activity and magic that they bring us. It is absolutely incredible. All right, you guys. I'm gonna give Lisa a chance. Is it John or a J? Jane? There's a J name that they're trying to get me there. At Human Experiences, I'm sitting for my board exam soon. Are there any messages for me? I am worried about my career and finances. How do I get ahead? So at Human Experiences, back into the present moment for a minute. You're writing your board exam soon. I really want to, I want you to feel, I need to feel that excitement. I need you to feel and breathe through this. I am worried about my career and finances, how to get ahead. I think you're going to navigate it. Career and finances are a hard one for most of us. And here in the physical world right now, we're in some turbulence that way. But at Human Experiences, I feel like one step at a time, you've got something building. I feel like I'm building. I feel like I'm building here. Um, so try and trust that you're going into the right direction here. And I am so excited for for your board exams, Lisa. Yes, okay. It was just some validation there, Lisa, about your parents. Um, they will be joining you for the holidays. All right. Let's see here. I just want to see the calendar. So, for those of you who have not, if you are not aware or haven't seen it yet, on my website, thehawkandI.com, I am doing a New Year's Day manifesting event. It is posted, it is on Zoom, it is posted on the website. New Year's Day, I think it's 12 till 2 Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a delicious time. Um, with a manifesting workshop. I am going to be taking a wee break throughout the holidays. The next energy update, I will be posting the energy forecast um, before the first, hopefully. But the next regular scheduled energy update for the week will be Monday, January 5. I have to check the calendar. If I get some time, I may pop in and do some more readings or chat on live here because I miss you guys. I really do have a lot of fun here on the channel. Um, I truly, truly, truly hope that you guys know and feel how grateful I am for this channel. It has been an incredible year. I feel like this is like a family time here when we come on. Your love and support for the Hawk and I is so deeply appreciated, and I hope that you enjoy being part of this community. And I hope that you know how loved you are. I am working on the 2026 schedule. If anybody wants to drop a comment on the Hawk and I on the channel, or you can email me, whatever you prefer, on any other topics that you'd like to see me film on or do some videos on. I'm going to try and get back into some videos this year. I know I haven't, and it's mainly because of the sessions and the bookings. I've been very busy, but I'd like to get a few out to you guys next year, maybe even one every couple months to get a video out to you guys. So tell me what you guys want. What do you guys want more of? Or are you just simply enjoying the lives and you're fine without videos? Whatever works. I just kind of thought I would ask you guys on what you'd like to see. Um, yeah, enjoy the holidays. Take some time to breathe, reset, recharge, rejuvenate. Stay in the present moment, the power of now. And if these words resonate to you guys, the holidays can be so simple. We can make it so simple and have a magical time. And, it doesn't always have to be chaos, unless chaos is what you enjoy. It doesn't always have to be, hectic and busy and burnout, unless that's what you enjoy, right? Whatever brings you joy and peace. And if simplicity brings you joy and peace, lean into there. Um, I've been chipping away at simplifying the holidays with new traditions for a couple years. It's my time to breathe and rejuvenate, and I'm hoping for some snow. It's looking like a little bit of rain here, but I'm hoping we get some snow in the next week or two. Yeah, simple as always. Videos, lives, I love everything. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet. I appreciate your support, you guys, so much. Thank you for all that you do. Bless your heart, you guys. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings. Have a spirit guided holiday season. Take care.